What's going on, everybody? This is the Game Boiz Show with
Broski
and Mike. All right, so we're back. First of all, before we start anything, please subscribe to the Game Boiz channel. Comment.
We're dying and we need your money.
We are dying and we have no money. We don't get any money from you guys. Comment and like this podcast if we're putting it up on YouTube. If we can find a way to put it on iTunes, that would be fun. Maybe we can reach more people that way, though no one really listens to us, so I don't see why.
Oh, we can drop it on SoundCloud like most people do with their mixtapes, because we're dropping.
Fun fact, SoundCloud
podcast.
is actually closing its door soon.
Really? What?
Yes.
I didn't know about this. Why?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I remember reading something a while ago about SoundCloud potentially dropping its doors. And dropping its doors? That makes no sense. Closing its doors.
Dropping those doors like they've been dropping those mixtapes. Am I right?
I mean, those mixtapes are fire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
if they
you have
were
a door on
fire,
fire,
they would have saved SoundCloud, but clearly they weren't. So
They were not. So we're gonna have to find a different medium. Maybe iTunes.
Oh,
we could be a legitimate podcast. We could actually be in the podcast center. We could be on your phone right now. The one person listening to this, which is probably our editor. By the way, thank you, editor, who's, I don't know if we can say their name.
Oh my God. So I was actually going to, it was one of the things I was talking to you about earlier before we started this, where like I was just like talking to myself about like, man, I wonder what the fuck I'm going to talk about. I'm glad that you were mentioning our great editor, but yeah, our great editor, Laura. Everyone, round of applause for Laura. Woo!
Woo!
Honestly, dude, I can't imagine where I would be if it wasn't for her. She does not get the credit that she deserves. She is amazing. She goes on above and beyond and doesn't get paid as well as she probably should, which, don't worry, will be rectified.
Yeah, if we can get more subscribers. So subscribe to the Game Boiz.
Subscribe to the Game Boiz and save our poor editor Laura. She's being shackled away into her dungeon and she's slaving away, making these hot podcasts and Let's Plays and all these videos for you.
That's
Please
true.
pay her. Give her money. Give her food. We're running out of our own food. But no, man, she's great. I'm so glad she's on board with us and helping us out. She's been such a fucking great like asset to us, and she's a sweetheart, dude. Honestly, and I don't know why it's taking me this long to mention this, but if there's any way to help her out, she's also a great artist. I don't know if you know this, Mike, but she does great animation and art, Mike. And
I've been aware. I heard she actually has done some art before for another channel of some sort. I think they're kind of big. Man,
what's the name of that channel? I'm trying to put my finger on it.
It's Grumpy Games. There we go.
Grumpy Games. No. She's working on I don't know if she wants this to be known, but
but I'm just saying she's done art for them.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And not for them necessarily, like she's spoken to them one-on-one, but she is working on an animation for them in the sense like she wants to make one of those fan animations. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned for that. It looks great from everything I've seen. She's been working really hard on it, along with our other mutual friend, which you don't know, and maybe one day you will, but our mutual friend Christine, who's also a great artist. I just want to give a shout out to them, man. They don't get enough credit. They're great artists. I recently went out to with Tate's. For those who don't know, it's like a comic book store here in South Florida. And they had a booth. They had a little booth where they were selling art. And I really want to give a shout out to her and her art. I'm going to try to maybe put a little link in there to show her art. People should know, artists' work. And that's how she probably makes some money nowadays. Just whenever she gets a chance to like sell some art, make commission off of it. Yeah, so I want to help her out. Spread the word. She's a great artist. I'm going to link some stuff there for people to see, support. She's great.
No, I agree. I mean, arts are dying, and talk to your local council member to make sure the arts stay in school.
Okay, so enough about Laura. She's had enough of the spotlight on her. How selfish of her.
She has. I mean, it is very selfish of her. I mean,
God, Laura, come on, man. We just started this again for the third time. Mike, this is our third time in the podcast.
This is the third time. So for the 5 people who probably didn't actually listen to us beforehand, yes, this is our third go through, and we're going to do things a little bit different. And by that, I mean we're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
So what's different from this time is that, so third time's a charm, right? So I don't know. I'm so happy now with how we talked about how we're going to do this now. I'm glad that we're keeping away the video thing. I'm glad that now from the second time we're not doing segues, or not segues, but segments. We're not doing segments. I know your idea of the second version was to like kind of do like a genuine like radio show. Like, your example was the Dan and Lebitard show, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like you wanted to do like segments and stuff like that. And the ideas were sound. I like when we went over them and everything was great, but like that limited us on like what to use for that day. We were constricted on time on how long to talk about a certain thing, and I don't know. It was very restrictive, but yeah. So I don't know if that's what caused the death. Because the second thing that I'm glad that we're not doing anymore is fucking schedules. I hate schedules. I don't know if you noticed, but even my Let's Play schedule is fucking fucked sometimes too. Sometimes I'm supposed to upload on Monday or Tuesday, and if it wasn't for our fellow glorious Game Boy member Kami, who's new on board on this Game Boys train, she's the only one that actually keeps me on track or tries to keep me on track. I'll get the video from Laura like Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll forget to upload until Thursday when Kami's like, "Hey, did you upload the video?" I'm like, "No, I have it scheduled," and that's usually my lie. Sorry, Kami.
That's probably funny. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I usually tell her that, I have it on schedule to come out this day. When she calls me out and says, "Have you uploaded yet?" That's when I schedule it. That moment, I'm like, "Crap, I haven't. Here, I'm going to schedule it for this tonight at this time." And I'm like, "Yeah, see, I had it planned out. I just it's a schedule. I'm doing it." No, I don't. I'm horrible.
The adage is true. Behind every great man is a woman.
Yeah, dude, she's great. Great partner to be fucking raging. If anything, I think she's even more rage fueled than I am, and sometimes that's incredible to me. Dude, she is. She fucking intimidates the hell out of me sometimes.
That's impressive.
She's genuine rage, especially now with Legend of Zelda. People should go watch that if you want to see genuine anger sometimes. I'm like, whew.
Check it out. The 5th episode, I believe, just came out. Daddy Tooth.
5th?
Daddy Tooth.
Good, sir. That's 9th.
9th? What?
Yeah,
no, that's 5th.
But you got the title right. Tell the Tooth.
Daddy Tooth. I could have sworn it was 5th.
Nah, it's fine. No worries. We're on the 9th episode, and we still got much more in the back burner.
More reason. You can binge watch now. That's what you can do.
Exactly. See, yeah, of course, bro. You can binge watch us. But yeah, so, our 3rd time doing the podcast. No more schedule. We're going to do this whenever we want, really. So it could be once a week, once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, whenever we really want. Whenever we want to just unload our mouths on whatever the fuck we got going on in our heads. I'm usually not a chatty Cathy as I am right now. As evidence in Let's Plays, I'm usually much more of an observer. And I let people...
Observer?
Observer. I'm an observer.
You're an observer? I'm observing.
Observant. I'm observant.
It's like you're absorbing and observing at the same time. You're observing.
I have an issue pronouncing some words. Fuck you. But I'm glad you're calling me out on that. I'm learning. Man, I don't have an issue talking English. But I just mispronounce some words sometimes. Whatever. Fuck me. But yeah, no, I usually observe and react appropriately, but yeah, no, I'm not usually a chatty Cathy as I am right now with you, but this is like one of the rare times where I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna talk and talk and talk and talk. But enough about me. Mike, how do you feel about this? Us doing the 3rd time around. What do you feel?
I feel excited. I mean, if I could do it well, or if we actually had staff on, I would still like to do it like I did on the 2nd run. Okay. Just refine it some more. But I'm fine with this. I don't care. But that being said, no bars held or no held bars. What's the expression?
No hold bars. Wait,
yeah, no hold bars.
Fuck, I'm a wrestling fan. This is a constant fucking stipulation in matches. No holds barred. There we go.
There we go. No holds barred on this show. We're going to talk about whatever we want. And also to be interactive, if I think of really funny questions that we could poll on our Twitter, I'm going to put them up on our Twitter, have the polls run for a week, and we can find out the results of those polls on the next show, because I feel like that'd be a fun way to kind of interact. Also, because that's just what I'm doing in general. For example, I just ran a poll.
Wait, just right now, real time?
No, I ran it on the 15th.
Oh.
So what's today? The
16th.
16th. Oh, I only did it for a day. I thought I did it for a week.
Mike.
So Okay, so Broski, here's what I asked, right? When will the SNES Classic go on pre-order? Is it tomorrow, next week, next month, or never because of scalpers? I received a total. Well, it's supposed to come out November 29th, 19th, something. I don't know. Don't ask me that. But pre-order should be going out soon. I got 44 votes.
Really?
The final result.
44 people to vote?
Yes, we got 44 people to vote.
What? That's amazing to me. I didn't think we would have that many people like on our Twitter like to actually respond. All right, what was the count?
11% said tomorrow.
Okay.
34% said never because of scalpers.
Okay.
55% said next week. Our followers are predicting next week that the SNES Classic will go on pre-order.
Okay, so let me get this straight. 11% are wrong. You said 34% said never because of scalpers?
Yes.
Okay, they're also wrong because that doesn't make any sense. If scalpers got the pre-orders, then that means they did go on pre-orders. So never is wrong. It's just that scalpers got them. So 11 plus 34, we have 45 people who are wrong. That leaves us with 54% who
55.
could be wrong. 55% that could be wrong next week if we don't have the pre-orders. But if you want my guess, I'm going to say next month.
Okay.
I'm going to say next month. I think September we're going to get the details of those sweet pre-orders. Which, by the way, are you planning on pre-ordering one?
I'm planning on pre-ordering too because if it goes the same way that the NES does, I can sell that second one for a shit ton of money.
That's what I'm planning on doing as well, sir.
For example, let me go on eBay right now.
Okay.
And let me look up an NES Classic.
Right. And while you're doing that, I am going to just be talking about...
Okay, so Broski.
Never mind, that was fast.
If you were to guess right now, the first listing on eBay for an NES Classic, new, unopened, how much do you think it is?
Okay, unopened NES Classic.
This is the first just listing. There's a couple other ones, but
okay, the top one is usually the one like most people are either bidding on or it's going to end soon. So if I had to take a guess, I think when they were being first sold on eBay, when the all the shipments were out and like they were completely out of it in stores, they went up at least maybe triple, if not quadruple their initial point. So
they did.
For this one, the fact that they're not ever, I don't think they're ever going to make any more of them. I'm going to go with 300.
You're very close. 233 and 33 cents.
Hey, and that's not accounting for shipping, assuming there is shipping. If not, whatever.
It says fast and free shipping. So
damn it. All right, fine. I'm $70 off. Not a bad guess.
No, it's not bad at all.
No.
So that's why I want to get, if I can, two SNES Classics.
Yes.
And I'm not SNESing around, so.
I'm planning on getting two as well because for the same mentality. I want one for myself, and I'm also going to sell one because profit. I mean, I did that with the Switch. I mean, I didn't buy two Switches, but I bought one Switch, and I ended up selling it and made some pretty good profit off of that. I think I made about bought it for 300, sold it for about 500, $600. So I made a pretty good profit off that.
Not missing out on much, to be honest with you.
No, I'm not. Really not. I have plenty of friends who already have it, and I've been enjoying them play it. I've been enjoying playing it off of their Switch. And honestly, the only game I would really want to Switch right now at this moment for would be Splatoon 2, because I had a blast playing on the Wii U, Splatoon 1. I would just want to Switch right now just for Splatoon 2. I don't give a fuck about Mario Kart. I played it enough on the Wii U. Mm-hmm. It hasn't changed. I have Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. I don't care about buying it again. And I don't know what else is out for the Switch, to be honest. That's caught my eye.
There's ARMS. So. ARMS was okay, in my opinion.
Yeah, I had fun with ARMS. I had a good time with it. My good friend Win bought it, and I played it enough with him. I mean, I will still play it now, but I don't think I would buy it. I think I would just have a friend own it, and I'll be like, hey, let's play ARMS, and I'll go to their house and play.
Okay, we're good. All right, see you later. No, ow. Gosh, Dyson, why did you do that?
Oh, is your cat biting you?
My cat tried to jump on me, but didn't exactly land it, so sliding down and dug his claws right through my shorts into my skin. That's always fun.
I don't like cats for that reason. I mean, cats are cute and all, but they're sandpaper-like tongue, and the fact that if you don't, like, I would never, if I had a cat, would never like declaw them. I think it's like a really horrendous thing for them to suffer through, so I would never declaw them. But at the same time, I would never have a cat because of that reason, because their claws scare the shit out of me, dude. Like, a fine scratch from them is like a fine paper cut, and those suck.
No, it's a little bit worse, a little bit more painful, but I mean, you get used to it, and you just like any animal, you love them. So
I'm sure. I mean, I got my own bird, and he bites me and all that fun stuff, but I still love him. You're right. I just wouldn't go. I want to go through the extra pain for a cat.
that's fine. I mean, I would have gotten a dog, but cats are a little bit easier to take care of, especially if you are a struggling actor.
Ooh.
But what can you do? What was there's things that we can talk about, and I just can't think of them.
There's things that we can talk about.
We can. Splatoon 2. Did you see my review?
Oh, right. That was one of the finer points about this podcast. Okay, so all right. First of all, Mike has done a new take on reviews on this channel. So we have Sam, who does like very Chris Sarmienti like reviews, except they're much more light. So Sam takes a game 2 minutes and reviews it, and then gives it a score. That's it. Chris does.
I feel like. Sorry, I was going to interject. I feel like Sam has more of like a typical, not per se typical, but more of like what you would expect from a review from like IGN or GameSpot or something like that.
Right. It's just like gameplay footage and some guy talking over it, giving it the pros and cons, and then a score at the end, which our score system is the best score system in the world. Don't look into it. What's it called? So Sam has those like light reviews. Chris has also the same length kind of reviews, but adds like, humor by doing some skits and stuff like that. So they're much more also, I guess, much more intricate. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm using the right word here, but they're just a bit more elaborate. And now you came into the fray recently with your Splatoon 2 video, and I absolutely adored it. I was completely thrown off by the fact that it was 10 minutes long. Really? And I was like, oh, a new review. And I see the time length. I'm like, 10 minutes? What the fuck did he do for 10 minutes? And I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, wow. Like, it's really, really like you incorporated, like, you said that when I spoke to you about it, when I called you to basically praise you for like doing it, I thought it was genuinely like a new, interesting idea on how we're going to do reviews, or at least you're going to do reviews. You told me that you were aiming for like a Top Gear feel to it. Yeah,
Top Gear, or now on Amazon, they moved, or at least Jeremy Clarkson and all that moved to Amazon to do Grand Tour.
Right. Not to confuse with
that's the style that I'm trying to do. I actually haven't seen any of the newest Top Gear, but I have. Don't
bother. They constantly fight. Not even like funny on screen fighting, but like behind the scenes, like I fucking hate your guts kind of fighting. Jeez. And I heard it translate to the screen. It's just not very good TV. Anyways, so yeah, for those who are listening, you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's genuinely pretty enjoyable. I chuckled, and you asked me like, Chris, I want you to critique it and analyze it, and I told you on the podcast, I'm gonna fucking do it. Here's my critique. Here's my analyzing.
Okay.
Some complaints or some things that maybe you should work on some voiceover clips when you're talking over the game. It's very staticky. There's like, it doesn't sound clear. Your voice is not coming out very, like, it seems like whatever you're using to record yourself is not picking up your voice as well, because there's constant like either static noise, dead noise, whatever you want to call it. Just something's muffled. So if you replay it, you'll notice it, I'm sure, and then maybe you can look into that next time. What else? When I was watching it the first time, I absolutely loved the idea of you using laugh tracks and stuff like that. Watching it the second time, I noticed that you used an immense amount of it. So tone it down a bit. But I do like it. I like it. I think it's a nice touch. Just tone it down a bit, I guess. But that's about it.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't really have a lot to critique about it. It's your first episode. I'm sure you are well aware of what maybe you want to change or do differently next time, but at least as like a first episode kind of thing, like, yeah, your whatever camera you were using to film with Rob was glorious.
I mean, that's Rob's Canon 5D. That's a $3,000, $4,000 camera.
Then Rob, if you're listening, kudos, bro. Shit looks good. I'm
also glad I could officially have Rob be seen as part of the Game Boiz.
Why? Has he been helping you a lot behind the scenes with other shit?
He's been helping us a lot in general. He's recorded a couple of different stuff. He's trying
Really?
to make a website, but that's been going on for about a year and a half now. But still, we're trying to get our own actual
No
website.
rush, Rob. No rush, dude. You take your time. You're not even getting paid. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Dude, he's so busy with
Yeah, it's fine, dude. Your channel could be dead in the water, and he'll be. I have a channel. I mean, I have a website. It's like, oh, thanks, man. you know. Hey, you made a website finally.
But yeah, I just really want to include Rob into something, just because one, he's a really fun, really nice guy, and he's a really good friend of mine. So
no, yeah, Rob's cool peeps. When I visited LA, even before LA, even before I went to LA, I've known him for a while, and yeah, he's a cool person. Would definitely smash.
Can you hear my cat purring?
I can hear your cat. I can see your cat. I can see him just purring. There he is, and he just hit the mic. Nice.
That's Dyson. Oh, he's a panda.
Yeah, you have two cats. You have Dyson, and you have the other one, Remy.
Yeah, Remy.
Oh, little cats.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, your video, man. It makes me want to give it a whack at like doing elaborate reviews, because for the longest time you guys were telling me, when are you going to do a review? I remember from the first time we did the podcast, the first attempt, the last episode was, oh, I'm going to do a review, and it just ended on that. And
Doom review.
It was like the longest, it was the longest inside joke between us. Like, oh, I'm going to do a Doom review. Oh, I'll do a Doom review. I will do a Doom review. It was the longest inside joke because I never get around to it. And then it was March. And then I had the idea, like, Chris and I were talking, and he was telling me about the Doom review. I'm like, you know what, Chris? I'm going to fucking do it. Now that I got Laura on board and she's helping me with editing, and I don't have to do that fucking shit. Because, in all honesty, I tried editing. I can't do it. You can see my editing attempts with using the Scrub Soul series. I only did 2 episodes, and I would like to continue that. But that was my hand at editing. I hated it.
It's one of those things that the more you do it, the easier it kind of becomes. I mean, I edited my whole review. It took a while, but you get used to it the more you do it.
Maybe that's all I need. I just need to put more time into it. But fuck, it's so like there's so many things that I don't understand what this does or what that button does, and I'll press shit and I'm like doing shit. And I'm like, I break things and I'm like, damn it, I don't want this. The undo button can only do so much. Anyways,
that's true.
What was I saying? So yeah, so I get Laura on board, and she's helping us edit, and I'm like, Laura, I want to do a review. So I tell Chris, within the week or two, you're gonna have my Doom review, and everybody was excited, or at least he wasn't. You were when I told you guys. So behind the scenes, I'm like telling Laura, I'm doing a Doom review. It's not really a Doom review. I planned it as an April Fool's joke that I was going to do a very intense build up to the review. As you can see, sampled by the first 30 or so seconds, it's like rising tension music. You see the gameplay. It's like, oh yeah, this game is really tense. Like, ooh, I feel it. Like, okay, let's see what he has to hear. And it's just, I asked Laura, like, Laura, I want you to really downplay that tension by adding whatever noises you can think of. And it's like, she put in like 8-bit fucking sounds, like of shit just going across the walls. And I honestly don't know why it took me so long. It took me about 15 or 20 minutes to record. Yeah, this is a pretty good game. And that's it. She put it on the video. I had it done. I gave it to Chris April 1st, and I'm like, here you go.
Here it is. Doom review.
Here it is, my Doom review on April 1st. And I thought, as an inside joke, it was brilliant. For everyone
it was
else,
amazing.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
It's like, this is not a review, you asshole.
No, but I loved it. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. I'm glad that inside joke finally came full circle.
As long as you're proud of it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it came full circle. Thanks, Laura, for encouraging me to do something stupid and actually working on it for, I don't know how long it was. Hopefully it wasn't too long. And Chris and Mike for telling me when that Doom review was coming. All because of you guys.
Broski, I speaking of stuff that you're really proud of, you took a long time to make. It's kind of stupid. Who made my RIP trilogy private?
Okay, I will totally fess up to this. I did it. And hold on, before you give me a fucking scowl, look, okay, hold on, give me a moment. This was during the time that I was kind of like, I spoke to you and I was like trying to, you and Chris, I was talking to both of you and I was like, with now Laura being on board, I really wanted to go to like a rebranding, not rebranding, but kind of like a facelift, you know?
Right.
So I was like going through a bunch of our library, and I was really trying to deem like, if I'm going to do a facelift, I really want to, I guess, like make sure whatever is shown on the channel has. And there's no nice way of saying this, Mike. I'm not Don't get mad, because you can privatize my shit if you think it's bad, and I will fucking be like, you know what? That's fair. I accept criticism, but I guess I just wanted to like kind of have a level of quality, or like some kind of bar, you know?
I know, I get that, but what I'm trying to say is, I was legitimately proud of those videos, so I unprivatized.
Mike, sorry. Look, at least I'm fessing up to it. It was me. It was me, Mike. It was all me.
I appreciate that.
No, I apologize. It was just because I really wanted to like kind of like, again, I just wanted to like go through the videos and like, you know what? This was like in the first year or two of us. We really didn't know what direction. We were just having more fun. I kind of really want to focus on a certain direction and kind of really elevate this to higher stand. I really do think we have something good here. I really do think we're people.
Broski, I understand. I get it.
Okay,
really
yeah.
But just like I tried to do on the second podcast,
like anyways,
I tried to elevate the second podcast. I tried to make it something good and legitimate.
Yes, you did. Look at all the effort we did. We had Laura. We paid Laura to do custom animation and custom drawings and fucking like art for us for that. Like we were going in. We were like, okay, we're gonna do this. We gotta be serious about it. And we were all like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Yes, and then on the first night of editing, you told me like, I can't put this shit on loop. I was
Broski,
like, this already falling apart.
This gets me back to my greater point and my arsenal as a whole. We're just back to doing the same stuff. So we're back to.
Okay, it's different though. Like we this is the third time's the charm. Like we said, we've rectified a lot of things. One, no schedule. We don't have to be fucking grueling. Like you live in a different time zone than I do. I'm in Florida. I'm in the heat fucking center of the world. Shit sucks here. It's a 3-hour difference for me and you because you're in LA. So for our schedules to sync up, it's difficult. And then to put ourselves once a week and make sure those time schedules sync up, it was really difficult. So schedule sucks. The idea that we kind of like, you know, trying to make sure we follow a certain format kind of sucked. But now that we know, like, you know what, let's just not give a fuck. Let's just relax. Let's just talk like we're doing right now. There's no script. There's no like worry. Like, okay, we got 5 minutes left on this topic and then we got to jump on. And the fact, and Laura, I love you. The fact that none of us are going to be editing this and Laura's going to be the one doing it helps out a lot. So
yeah, we need to pay that woman, or we at least need our listeners.
I am trying to do my best to keep.
We need them to buy her art. So
glad you mentioned that because I have some of it framed on my wall. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I went to. People could see that.
Yeah, I'll take pictures and I can probably put it on the Game Boiz Facebook page, which by the way we recently hit 1,000. 1,000 followers. Woo!
Woo!
And, hopefully soon we reach 500 subscribers on YouTube. But
Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter, sure. Well, please follow Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all that fun shit where you will get funnier, I swear. But yeah, I went to the Tate's thing I mentioned before, the art exhibit they were having for local artists. She was there, and I went up and I bought shit from her because I feel like she needs it, she deserves it, she's great. So I bought some art from her, and she's, again, I'm not trying to be biased. It's genuinely really good art. And I even framed it. I even framed it on my wall, and I told Laura, I really appreciate your art. I even framed it on my wall, to which she said, put it down!
She does great work.
You didn't have to do that. It was like, Laura, for you, anything.
She does some great work. I'm considering buying some art from her myself.
Well, you hear that, Laura? More money coming your way.
But, you know, this is... This kind of segues, I'm not trying to, into something I kind of do want to talk about, which I'm excited for. I'm legitimately excited for.
Do it.
If you like being artsy-fartsy and you like customization, apparently Nintendo Switch is going to allow you to make your own colored, customized Joy-Cons, which I think is kind of cool.
Thank God.
All right. Well, that's all we have to say about that.
No, I'm saying thank God because I'm tired of the either all gray and all black ones, or he has the blue and neon red or orange.
Yeah, those are weird.
One, like, yeah, those are weird. Like, if those are your only colors, like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, that seems very out there. You couldn't have a typical white. You can have a typical, I don't know, blue. What's another basic color that comes with these fucking consoles?
Yeah,
Red.
Red. You can have maybe green. I mean, they kind of have that neon. Whatever.
Sure, green. And then it's like your options are you get all black, which is the basic, or, red and blue. I'm like, fuck, okay. That's
it's like if that's what you really want to do.
Because Nintendo's wacky and crazy, and we
wacky and crazy
shit on a whim. Like, fuck you. We're going to make sure we make up sales for Wii U because we fucked up there.
Well, this is something that kind of makes me sad. So now Nintendo has customized Joy-Con controllers, and Xbox you can customize controllers. So why is Sony not doing this?
Because Sony doesn't need it. They're at the top of the fucking competitors list.
I'm making a poll question. Should Sony have customized controllers?
Nah. I mean, I think it's because they absolutely don't think they need it. I mean, I don't know if there's really a huge market for that because, again, Sony being on the top of the 3 console competitors right now, I don't think Sony's like, we don't really need that market. It's unnecessary to them. And
do you think
I
they
really
should have
don't
a
know
Pro
how much
controller, though?
Should they have a Pro controller like with
yes.
what the Xbox does with the Elite controller with the fucking trigger? I don't know. I'm sure some people would appreciate it, considering the huge player base the PS4 has over the Xbox Live. I'm sure there's plenty of people who can benefit from it. And I mean, even for those people who would use a controller like that, I'm sure they've already had their own means of making a controller like that. I'm sure they've had their own custom-made controllers. So, again, is there a huge enough market for Sony to really take advantage of? I don't know. And I don't even know how much money Microsoft is making with the Design Lab and their custom controllers. Do you know how much they go for? Depending on your design, they can go easily above $100. And I think that's bullshit.
I know Chris, for his birthday, I bought him a customized Game Boiz controller.
And how much did you pay for that?
I think it was around $250.
God fucking damn it, Mike. I'm sure he appreciates it, but Jesus fuck, for a controller, that's ridiculous. Like, I can't imagine someone, the average video gamer, consumer, whatever, is like, yeah, I'll cough up $250 for a custom made controller in my name. It's like, is it really necessary? Maybe for like pro gamers and stuff like that, like to be flashy, sure, but the average video game player, the console player, I should say, I'm not really sure. Again, I don't think there's a big enough market for it. But hey, what do I know? I'm here talking about video games and in my room and drinking fucking Aquafina water. I don't know. Fuck.
Do any of us know anything? It's all speculation. It's all
speculation.
It's all opinion based. There's no facts in this.
Nothing is true.
No, that's essentially it. Nothing is true. I mean, for example, we could easily write the 25 best games any PS4 owner should have in their library, and it would be just as meaningful as if Business Insider did it.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hope you didn't hear that. That was a water bottle, as I just mentioned, being squished because I sucked out the last few drops. Oops.
Oh, I heard it.
Oops. My bad. Anyway.
That was loud and clear.
Oh. But yeah. So, I guess we can just talk about anything interesting stuff happening in our lives right now. Currently, right now, I'm actually in exile mode. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. You're telling me about that.
I won't get into the nitty-gritty about it because it's like some internal problems. I'm going through a weird moment in my life, as everyone does. Everybody has their weird waves of emotions, and I'm riding that one out right now. So I'm currently in exile mode, and really what that means to me is just like I turned off like all social media apps, so Snapchat, Facebook, Messenger, like Discord that I usually use to communicate with friends when playing games. Like I turned all that shit off. The social media world is very depressing. Like, it's very sad. I tend to wake up a lot and I see Facebook news and I'm always scrolling through and I'm like, oh, look, this person died. War happening soon. War inevitable. Like, it sucks. It really brings you down. And
no, it does. Shit. It does.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure you see it and like, it's just like, this is not.
I've kind of, just in general, avoided Facebook a lot. I can't remember the last time I made a status update or posted anything.
Yeah, you don't tend to like you're good on Messenger and you talk to people, but you're right. You're not one of those people like constantly on Facebook that message like update and shit,
Yeah,
which
I
I
don't know why.
respect.
I just feel like, in general, there's so many different opinions, and it's either literally my way or the highway for anyone and their opinions on Facebook. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna stay out of all this.
Yeah, it's very opinionated based Facebook, and it's not like I go over on there to like argue and stuff. It's just like it's always constantly. I don't know. It's just it's not a very positive place to be in sometimes. And
No,
honestly,
no, it's not.
This whole social sphere, the whole social media stuff, like kind of like bogged me down. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I want to break. So, yeah, currently exile mode, meaning I'm off social media, and I told my friends to fuck off and leave me alone for a while, respect my privacy. So I've been going at it for it's about to be 2 weeks soon, and it's been kind of relieving. It's been kind of good.
You got any time limit on that? You got?
I don't know. I could be a few more days. I could be like, fuck it, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I really don't know. I think it's just nice. I think I encourage and implore people, to anyone listening, take a break. Turn off your Facebook, your messengers and stuff like that. Don't.
And just listen to this podcast.
And just listen to this podcast.
That's all you need. Our sage sound advice.
But just voices. But no, turn it off. Take a break. Sometimes it's sad. Go outside, walk around, be yourself for a while, and just turn everything off. Turn people away. You know, I always constantly complain about like I never really have time for myself, and I rarely don't. Like, I am not saying this to be like, oh, like I'm a popular guy and I have a lot of friends. It's just that I have a lot of social networks. I have a lot of social groups, and I caught myself in I really caught myself in a loop sometimes where sometimes I'll have a weekend and I'll be giving away my time to like 2 or 3 hours at a time to different people on the same day. And it was tiring. It was really exhausting to be like constantly going from one place to another and not really have a close and personal time with people like one-on-one. It's always in groups, and I don't know, it just bogs me down. So I'm like, yeah, I need a break. I'm going to take a break from social media, from people, and kind of just solitary confinement in a way, which is difficult for me because I consider to be myself a very extreme extrovert. So doing this has been very weird experience. Kind of drove me insane a couple times, but overall, I think it's a break that people should probably have every once in a while. So do it. I think it's cool. I mean, maybe not cool, but might be relieving. Might be a good experience.
Good growing experience. Yeah. No, I can understand that.
What about you? Have you ever considered doing something similar? Have you ever, or maybe you've done it in the past? Maybe you yourself have come from that world.
I don't know. I always try and just find 20 minutes to an hour, if I can, every day to just kind of meditate. And that's kind of what I do.
That's good. That was definitely a suggestion that many people brought to me when I spoke to them about doing this. They were like, meditate, do yoga, do exercise. And I'm like, sure, I'll do it. Have I done it? Absolutely not. It's like I'm way too lazy to do anything. I mean, I've been working out a bit more. I figured like I'm bored at home and doing nothing and I can't talk to anyone. So I figured I'll do some more exercise, and I've been doing that. But my meditation is usually like turn on Netflix or YouTube and watch videos.
It's a good meditation.
It's a good meditation.
Yeah, I mean, when I think of meditation,
right there.
That's what I do. You know, I don't lock myself in my room and, you know, silence my phone and try and get as quiet as possible and just sit there and just be present in the moment. No, I go on YouTube and watch all the Game Boiz videos and subscribe to them and comment and like their videos. And I have noticed something, actually.
What's up?
Universally, at least the last couple videos I put up, there has been one person disliking the video, and it's always one. I want to know who that person is. Is that you?
Oh, no, that's definitely not me. Look, I'll fess up to the privatizing your videos, but no, that wasn't me. I have no issue coming up forward like, yep, you found me. Caught me again. But no. And I have no idea what you're talking about. I actually haven't been paying attention to the dislike bar, but if that is true, I'm genuinely curious too. I wonder who is that one person's like, fuck this guy. Fuck these people. And how dare they make videos? They're not that great. You know, I mean, go ahead.
Well, we're not that great.
I mean, yeah, no, go ahead and dislike it. If there's that one person that genuinely dislikes us for whatever reason, I mean, the bar is there for a reason. Go ahead and dislike
That's true.
it. But if it's always
we
like
gotta know.
one, sure, I'm curious. I'm like, who's that one person? Because
Right.
I don't think we've expanded to so much that we have like random people. I think it's still like, friends, if not friends of friends and stuff like that, and maybe a couple of online people that found us by some obscure reason. But yeah, if it's just one constant person, like it's probably someone we know, and it's interesting. It really does like make you think like, did I wrong this person?
Right.
If so, sorry.
Now, Broski, speaking of the internet and people, I know you've ran into this problem before.
What's that problem?
And I know you can talk about it in depth, and it probably speaks a lot about your character.
Yes.
There's a porn spam bot problem on PlayStation Messenger and Xbox Live, and I know
spam bot messenger. Wait, have I come across this issue before?
No, I'm just trying to joke around.
No, because I have heard about this issue, and I'm thinking like, wait, did that happen to me? And that's why you're telling me I'm a fucking wise man about this shit.
It may have happened to you. I don't know.
Probably. Why? So keep going. What's the premise here?
Well, allegedly, there's just a lot of fake PSN and Xbox Live accounts, and they've gone around messaging random people. And I'm looking at a screen cap right now. At least I'm trying to. And it's like they just send a smiley, and the person's like, "Hello." And they're like, I found your name from the profile search on PSN Messenger. I'm just bored and looking for new people to talk to. How old are you?
Are we talking about like when you go to like I don't know, when you like go to porn websites, like those fucking pop-ups or like those ads saying like, oh, Jenna wants to talk to you and she's like 1 mile away and shit like that. Those things?
Kind of, but the way
like
they do it,
PlayStation and Xbox?
Yeah, it's on PlayStation and Xbox. And so this person's talking to them, and they're like, I don't even know there was a profile search. I'm 39, which is like, we got 3 new dogs and dog ears. And then all they said was, 22, female, what are you doing?
respond with the same thing with like ASO and just be like, I don't know, respond with ASL, be like 18, LA, nothing? No, just respond back. Look, if someone went through the hassle of making a fucking PlayStation like online account, which by the way you need to pay, no, you can make a free account, I guess. So check if this person is a Plus member. If this person is a Plus member, this person paid $10 to potentially just message random people. And so like this person like paid for it. You can do it for free on like so many other different platforms, but this person went on PlayStation, paid the fucking Plus membership, and is now messaging random people like, yeah, I think this person deserves a response.
They have robots doing it. I mean, it's not them themselves. They just have robots. And
but someone, if they, again, like that's why I'm asking, like if you check their accounts and they have the plus sign, that means someone is paying these robots online subscription.
Yeah, it's true.
But I can't imagine that they would. I think it'll be dumb, but I think it'll be funny if someone's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll pay for Plus membership. Because if it doesn't work out, I'll still have an account to play PlayStation online for.
But yeah, apparently a lot of people are just having that problem, and I just find it kind of funny. Like,
it is funny. I think it's hysterical. I think it's funny that people are like, I don't think in this day and age that people are more, I don't think people are inclined to be scammed by these things anymore. I think we've grown past this kind of scamming where people, I don't think people, the common sense person will look at a message like that and be like, oh, wow, this is a genuine human being.
Who's trying to come on to me.
Yeah, who's come forth from the depths of the internet world, the video game sphere, and confronted me and wants to know more about me.
So exciting.
It's so exciting. Actual human connection.
Oh,
I don't think the common sense person falls for this kind of stuff anymore, which is funny. No. Just before doing this podcast, and I swear to God, this is a real fucking thing that happened to me, but I was going through my spam folder on Yahoo Mail because I haven't done it in a while. Dude, I shit you not. But the fucking, like, I swear to God, I think it was like one of the first foundations, one of the first pillars of scamming. But I had the Nigerian prince come forth and tell me I want to give you $7,000, and I almost did it. I was like, oh my God, we're bringing this shit back, and I almost wanted to do it just to fucking bring it back. And I was like,
that's so funny.
But here's
my Yahoo spam right now. Graduate colleges and universities, the first one. Don't know why that's in spam. Canadian Pharmacy,
It
save
should be in your inbox. You're right.
save 80% on all your meds. No script needed at Canadian Pharmacy.
Yeah.
Redbubble, which is actually a pretty good site to go on if you want to get some custom made stuff as well. It's kind of like Etsy, but they got more video game pop culture stuff than Etsy does, in my opinion. Redbubble's good. Check them out.
So that's an actual genuine one. That shouldn't be in your spam.
But my fourth one, I don't know why this is in spam. I am 24 years old. I'm a male.
Okay.
Viagra and Cialis discount 56%.
Ooh, I mean, I came forth and admitted to my faults. You want to talk about it? Oh no, Mike, you're 24. Don't tell me you're having issues.
Book Shout is the fifth year.
Good response.
But yeah, it's kind of like just stuff like that, and it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, no, like again, I can't believe anyone would fall for this kind of shit. So, but I'm sure people still do it because people still do. It's just sad. I feel bad for them, you know.
You know, I'm going to put up another Twitter poll right now. Has the Nigerian prince contacted you recently?
I can't wait to respond and be like, yes, actually, just the other day. But I think I'm sure people who still scam are obviously scamming, you know, the people who don't know any better, like the, you know, elderly and stuff like that. And those people are monsters. They're the fucking salt of the earth.
No, they are. Well, like those people who call saying that like they're debt collectors.
Yes, or like, oh, we're the IRS and we need to collect it. Like, yeah, we need
but
to collect money.
But you can only pay us in Amazon gift cards. It's like, no.
Yes. Oh, fuck those guys, dude. And like, yeah, they still exist because people still fall for it. And I'm sure the majority of their victims are the elderly. And like, those are the worst. Now, if you're 18 to maybe 25 now in this day and age, or 30 or so in this day and age, and you fall for that shit, you probably deserved it.
Probably. I agree with you.
You should know better. Come on, man. You're a millennial. You should know better at this point.
You're supposed to grow up with this.
Yeah, you've read an article on the Huffington Post about this shit. Come on. You're the reason Applebee's is closing down, you assholes. Which, by the way, have you read about that?
No.
Yeah, Applebee's are blaming millennials. I'm not even sure I'm saying that word right, but they're blaming this generation for closing down their stores. They came forth saying, we're closing down 130 stores because we can't seem to grasp the young people.
Well, maybe your food sucks.
Yeah, Applebee's is not that great. Honestly,
I mean, I'm just some of it might be marketing, but if your food sucks, people aren't going to go there in general. So,
no, man.
Now hold on. Say that word one more time. Say.
Well, what do you want me to say, Mike? Be more specific. There's so many words I can fuck up.
The millennial what?
Millennials?
Okay, good. Because it sounded like you're saying millennials or millennials.
No, millennials. I'm trying, man. Like, there's some words that my tongue just gets twisted on, okay? And it's like, I've lived my life, and English has always been my primary language, but there are just some words I get tongue-tied because me being part Cuban and part Nicaraguense and all that stuff, like, you know, I get tongue-tied, and some words just don't come out right. So, fuck me.
I understand.
You know?
No, I understand.
I have that little Latin taste, and it comes out sometimes. Stupidly. Hey. And not in a great way, but hey, it exists.
It's part of your everyday charm.
Yeah, as you rub your chest. I see you.
You know, it's really sweaty, and I'm not running the AC for good audio quality. So you know what? Yeah, I'll rub my chest with this paper towel. And I just rub it all up.
Rub your chest,
it's like a PG-13 movie up in here.
You're sacrificing so much, and you deserve that chest rub. Rub that shit over your chest. It's all right.
Thanks.
Mm.
You know, this may be surprising for some people.
Yeah.
Broski, you've been known to be our lovable Cuban teddy bear. You know, a lot of skits and stuff.
No worries. I heard that call out. in the review. I hear you.
But what I was going to say is, in a lot of skits and stuff, we kind of make shots at you. You know, for being the jokester, the fool.
You guys will never hurt me.
But you know, I think it's very interesting to see in this aspect that you are, you know, you can be a very serious human being.
I'm a very serious human being.
You can be real when you want to be.
Yes.
So with that, we're going to tackle the issue that everyone's been talking about.
What's that?
All right, we're going to get into it. It's been on everyone's mind. I've heard it on ESPN. I've heard it on a lot of different stuff.
On ESPN Ocho, right?
Yeah, ESPN Ocho. Charlottesville. There's a problem there.
Whoa! Wait, are we seriously going to talk about that? Whoa! What a complete, like, out of fucking nowhere moment, dude. You just became Randy Orton, RKO the shit out of me. What the fuck, Mike?
And the problem is that even there, the application to talk to people on Nintendo Switch sucks.
Hold on. Damn. Oh, that was good. You got me, dude. You got me. Yeah.
Luckily, though, I read a while ago, this one guy has made an application. I think it's Discord, I think was what it's called. He made an application. 45 million people have used it now. And he's starting to make it for a Switch, too. You can talk to people on that. I think it's pretty interesting. No, but seriously, if you want to talk about the Charlottesville thing, we can.
I unfortunately just don't know much about the situation. It's just, I do know there's a lot of vandalism going on. Like, I've been reading a lot about Confederate monuments being torn down as a result of the protest. I think what stemmed it all was that there was a Ku Klux Klan meeting, or was a neo-Nazi meeting, and
it was basically
it was just a bunch of white supremacists, basically.
Yeah, coming together. They were kind of, I don't know if they were making a meeting or they're having their own march, their own pride thing, yes. I guess.
And I think they even killed a counter-protester in the midst of all this.
They did. They killed, I think, 3 people, or killed 1 and injured 4 or 3. Don't know the exact numbers. And now it's just a whole shit show. And basically shows we haven't moved on since the 60s.
Yeah, it's really disgusting. And again, I don't know much about the issue. It would be very poor of me to discuss something in such detail when I don't know much about what's going on. But from what I do know, and the fact that it all stems from white supremacists and basically just kind of like, racism and hate and stuff like that, it's disgusting.
No, it is.
It's 2017, and this is still an issue. And it's disgusting, like, as a human race, that this is a problem, and it's within our own country, and people then go and try to accuse other ethnicities, other people, other races, and like be like, oh, you guys are horrible people. It's like, we should look at ourselves and be like, we're pretty fucking shit people too sometimes. We are not.
We're human.
We're human, absolutely, we're human. And we are not the best fucking country or the best kind of people to be, tell other people like, you're not welcome, or you're horrible, and your religion is an atrocity. It's like, we're fucking shit too. And Charlottesville is an example of that. Like, it's disgusting that even us as Americans, like, this shit still exists. And right now, I think that Charlottesville is currently like in a state of like rioting. Like, it's bad.
It literally looks like it's the 1960s race riots all over again. I mean, I wasn't there to experience it, but from what I've read in textbooks and documentaries I've seen, I mean, that's what it seems to be. And that's kind of the blessing and curse of this country. I mean, we do have the freedom of speech to say whatever we want and be protected under the Constitution. Unfortunately, though, some people take it too far and cause violence and kill other people, and that's just not good.
Just to ask, like, this is not to cause debate. This is not to cause, like, if you don't want to answer, don't answer if you feel uncomfortable. But let me ask you, do you think the freedom of speech should be limited, given, like, how certain people think? Like, Charlottesville, because of freedom of speech, a lot of people feel comfortable in going out and doing these kind of displays of hate and racism. Do you believe that maybe we should probably limit freedom of speech?
It's going to be a gray area. I mean, there's already some aspects where they do limit freedom of speech in general. FCC controls, some broadcasts and some words you can't even say on air or on the radio. So, I mean, that aspect, there's already freedom of speech being limited. To that degree, pornography is a censored version of freedom of speech as well. But I think for me personally, No, I think if the way this country was founded in general is that you basically had a bunch, 53 or so odd men who signed a constitution, or not a constitution, who signed a Declaration of Independence, and committed treason. But that was their freedom of speech. They wanted to have everyone to have the right to say what they think and say what they want to do. I think the part of where freedom of speech goes too far is when you do start killing people or start injuring people. That's where it goes too far. So I think if the KKK and the neo-Nazis had their little protest or their march, didn't hurt anyone, I disagree with what they believe in and what they say, but they have the right to do that. And I think that's something that does, in some aspects, make our country very beautiful.
Okay.
But the fact that they went to the violence and they decided to resort to this, at that point, it's not speech, it's just hate.
Yeah.
And hate crimes and, hate passions of crime and all that. And I just can't really agree with that. But they have every right to say, hey, like, I don't like this particular person. Just like I have the right to say, Broski's my best friend. Or Broski's my sworn enemy. I have the right to say that. I have the right to do that.
You do.
And as long
you
as,
absolutely do. You're right. Because in the end, words are just words. But no, you're right. Absolutely right. When you impose your hatred and racism onto someone else, and even sure, words are a horrible thing to some people. Like, it's so difficult because freedom of speech is such a very fine line for certain people, especially diehard Americans. Like, they'll die before they give up their freedom of speech. But then we have these examples that pop up in the world. I mean, in our country at the very least, and it's like, makes you think like maybe there should be restrictions. Maybe there should be. I don't know. I don't know where I stand. I find your opinion to be a good opinion. I'm not going to disagree with you on it. It is fine for people to display their opinions and their beliefs and stuff like that. But you're absolutely right when it comes to, like, if you're going to hurt someone over your belief, that is a very fine. That should be a good line. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But even still, even before that, to display hate and racism like that as you march down the street and, like, fuck these people and fuck you and shit like that, like, freedom of speech, sure, but, like, man, it is disgusting to see that, for most people, like, if I see someone's marching down the street and they openly admit and they're just shouting off racial slurs and stuff like that, that man has his right to be saying everything he wants. But do I agree with it? Absolutely not.
No.
And it's I don't think I'm find myself to be the confrontational type to approach a man and be like, you shouldn't be doing this. Because, those people tend to be very sporadic and would be probably dangerous to approach said person. But no, I don't know. I believe just as they have the opinion to display those messages, anyone should also have the right and opinion to go ahead and confront them and tell them, okay, I think you're wrong and you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where the majority lies in it too. Like, it's just not right.
No, and I agree with that. I think in an ultimate world and, and best case scenario, it would be a union in which people can openly discuss how they feel and their opinions and respect and understand one another. There's a quote that Ray Lewis tweeted out the other day, and it's actually a quote from a motivational speaker, but I think, to paraphrase it, the motivational speaker said, most people listen with the intent to respond, not the intent to understand. And I think that's very powerful. I think it's if more people are listening to understand rather than respond, I think it would be a very different culture.
Yeah. Be a very different world that we were just, I don't know. I actually don't know what I was going to say with that because it's so, you got to pick words carefully nowadays. You never know who you will upset or offend or maybe you'll make you look bad when saying things. That's why, like, I always like the premise of everything saying, like, I don't know a lot about the world. Nothing that I think you and I are saying should ever be taken as like, that's a higher truth right there. If I ever heard one, it's like, no. We just like to talk, and honestly, our experiences lie in like video games and stuff like that. So when we're talking about like real world situations, like, I am not the first thing I always want, like, I'm worried about is like, I wonder if I'm going to say something that's going to make my image look bad and all that stuff. But
yeah, no, I've wondered that too.
Which is fine, because like it just gives more depth to us as human beings, like us as real people. But yeah, you gotta be careful with things you say nowadays, man. Like,
no, you do.
Things can come around and bite you in the ass, and like someone can completely misinterpret what we're saying, and they'll be like, these guys are fucking promoting freedom of speech by saying they're okay with people running down the streets and fucking saying fuck these people and fuck you and shit. I'm like,
to make it clear, we're not advocating white supremacists. We're not advocating violence. I'm just advocating that you have the right to say whatever you want to say. Just don't go around trying to hurt people. Don't actively physically hurt them.
And honestly, if you're gonna go down the street and be a racist and hatred bigoted asshole, then fuck you. I don't care at that point.
I mean, you have, in this country at least, you have the right to do that. You have the right to do that.
You go ahead and do that. And my freedom of speech is like, fuck you, I hate you. Or fuck you, you're ignorant of a human being.
But also, kind of to relate it to video games real quick, I mean, do you think the first thing that comes to mind is Mafia 3, where, you are an African American character and you kind of go through the racisms through that and a period of time in the 60s. I think it was the 60s, maybe the 70s. I mean, do you think more games should tackle kind of social issues like that? Do you think because gaming has become such a big medium and industry, do you think more developers should try and tackle more social issues?
I feel like that's already a thing nowadays. I feel like there's plenty of developers, plenty of games that tackle that sort of shit. Now, the issue is, though, are we becoming, or at least developers becoming very, again, words carefully. Do you feel that developers are becoming very, for lack of a better term, SJW-esque? Do you feel like they're becoming very, like, careful of how they portray certain themes or characters because they fear that they'll invoke the fury of the Tumblr or the internet because, like, oh, you did not include this ethnicity, or you portray this ethnicity as a stereotype when making games? Like, I feel like people are becoming much more sensitive about issues like that. So when you mentioned Mafia 3 and like how you feel like this is being tackled on, racism being tackled on as you're playing a black protagonist, I feel like, yes, there are plenty of games already doing that, but do you feel like people are doing that because like it's a current event and they're trying to take advantage of it? And do you feel like they're doing it for the right reasons? And if they are, do you feel like there's an abundance of it? Like, what do you think?
I personally think, yes, the video game industry is entertainment. Entertainment finds whatever the biggest trend is and jumps on board with it. So I think a lot of them are probably forcing it. And even if they are, there's probably some good intention behind it, I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to tell a good story, a story that will affect you in a certain way, but it's definitely, they are following a trend. That's my opinion. I don't know if there's an abundance of it. I mean, because I can't think of too many games that legitimately tackle big social issues that I personally have played recently. Because the games that I remember the most are the story-driven games like The Last of Us or a Telltale series game or Uncharted, stuff like that. And they don't really tackle major social issues, I feel like. Call of Duty doesn't really do that. Destiny doesn't do that. Borderlands doesn't do that. No Nintendo game's ever going to do that, So, I mean, unless you can think of some examples right now, and Mafia 3 is the only thing that comes to mind because we were talking about race relations and race riots and stuff like that, and just the tension in society right now that I feel like has always existed since the beginning of this country.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just... That's the only big example I could think of.
Yes. Well, I'm trying to also kind of like, again, I usually when I say things and then I come and I'm like, oh yeah, I can't really back that up. So my claim, I guess, about like, if there's an abundance of games, I'm just trying to think also like what games tackle on these kind of themes. And like, you're right, I can't really think of any at the moment, but I do feel like there's a plenty of games, especially like indie developed games. I feel like that is definitely one of their current like strong suits, or one of their current like main departments. I don't even know what word I'm trying to use here, but like I feel like indie developers are probably taking advantage of it, or and making games based on these situations right now. And I don't know, again, even using the word taking advantage sounds poor, but I just can't think of a better word.
The reality is, it is an entertainment industry, and they're going to jump on board with whatever the zeitgeist is, or whatever the most talked about social, political, cultural issues there are, to try and make a game that will sell well or get attention or something. I mean, like I said, the intentions may be good behind the story they're writing or the game they're making, but at the same time, I feel like they're smart in knowing that this will sell because of this, because of XYZ. Or because we're tackling a hard social issue, or, trying to show society, which art should do, trying to show society a flaw within itself.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good that developers try to tackle on these issues if their games, because it's such a strong medium of kind of like, tackling on these messages with, us as a player. I feel like it's good that, developers try to tackle on this issue and try to, give us a different perspective of the situation for people who don't normally suffer to this kind of stuff. So, I think it's good if done right, and not a poor cash grab attempt, And
I agree, but I was wondering if you think more AAA studios should try and do that.
Should more AAA studios try and do it? I don't know. Would a game showcasing these themes benefit from a AAA budget? I guess, could you create a stronger impact if your game had a stronger budget over, let's say, a game developed by someone smaller? I guess it's a better question to ask. And honestly, I don't know how to answer that. Maybe because you have with more budget means much more artists and designers and programmers, and you can probably make a beautiful cinematic experience and make this to be like one of the biggest games ever. But if your objective is to like display these messages and try to bring it out to a bigger, like a mass audience, like, do you need it to be a AAA game? Honestly, maybe not. So no,
that's true. And that was the Game Boiz Show with Broski and Michael. Please be sure to
What a somber note to end on.
I'm just saying, I got to go, so I'm ending it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The struggling actor has his own plans.
Yep, I got rehearsals.
Yeah.
So.
You got rehearsals. So not very struggling if you got some things in the pipeline. So good for you, man.
I mean, it's a non-paid rehearsals. The shows pay $15 per show, so it's not too bad. But
it's not too bad. You still got some work, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should end it soon because you do have to go, and I see you dragging that rag all over your body and face. So I feel bad for you. You suffered enough to this podcast, but it was great bringing this back with you. And I don't know when the next one will happen, but that's the joy of it. Like, we don't have to worry about it. We just tell each other, like, let's get on and talk, and we'll get on and talk.
We'll find out. All right. So yeah, comment, rate, subscribe to the Game Boiz channel. Listen to the Game Boiz Show with Broski and Mike. Thank you to Laura and everyone who's listening, and have a great time.
Wait. I want to do my own little shout outs too. Again, as you said, thanks to Laura. Please support her. I will try to find links or something in order to support her, assuming she's okay with it. If you don't find anything, maybe she wasn't, and I was just freely talking. But regardless if she does or doesn't want the support, she's a great artist. She's fantastic. Also, Christine as well. She has actually done a previous animation for one of our Let's Plays. And, again, I appreciate for that. She's also does really great little art as well as fantastic. I bought some of her stuff too. It's fantastic. And yeah, we got more shit. At least from really. I don't know. We should end it on this. Really quick. We're working on more Let's Plays to come. Legend of Zelda is actually almost done. We're actually at Ganon, and I'm excited to say that after Legend of Zelda, I believe our next big game series is going to be Kingdom Hearts, because Kami actually hasn't played Kingdom Hearts before, and I feel it would be a great game to play, introducing someone into the fuck fest that is the lore of Kingdom Hearts. So I got that in the pipeline right now. Mike, what are you working on? Now that you released your first ever not first ever, but your first newly kind of like shot review video, what are you working on now?
Rob's out of town for a month and a half, so nothing right now.
Damn it, Rob. Well, when he comes back, do you have an idea or the next future review in mind, or just something else?
He's coming back in, I guess, September-ish. So I know Destiny comes out in September, maybe that. I'll see what releases are in September and kind of plan from there.
Well, you do have Destiny if you're planning for September, so maybe you'll like to revisit that game and make a full-length review on that.
Oh yeah,
because I know you're very opinionated on the first one. Fuck words. So that would be an interesting take. But so you got that. I got this. I'm happy to say that our little Game Boiz family is kind of growing. We're bringing people in and stuff like that. I'm happy to recently have included Kami, which honestly was a bit of a fright fest for me because, her being not technically a boy, but, I'm glad that you guys welcomed that idea with open arms, and she really appreciates it too.
It's spelled BOIZ because anyone can join.
You're right, dude. We are not. We are not subjected to the gender spectrum when it comes to boys because we have IZ, so we're okay. We can include anyone. But yeah, Kami being a great, amazing asset to my Let's Play team. She's been amazing. Now you have Rob helping you with videos, and I have always loved him. Chris doing his own thing. Anderson, any word on what he's doing? Or
I have no clue.
No clue. Well, Anderson's aloof and always out there. I'm sure he'll always be welcome to do shit. But yeah, our little family's growing. We got a little new team members to be with, man. It's great.
Oh, it is. It is very great.
I love it. Good things from here on out. I really hope so.
All right. Well, you guys, join us next time to see if Broski can actually pronounce words properly. Goodbye, Internet.
Probably not. Bye.